Welcome to Let's Talk Business Phoenix, the Greater Phoenix Chamber's podcast. I'm your host, Todd Sanders, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Chamber. Each week, we tackle key issues affecting businesses, the community, and state, aiming to drive growth and overcome challenges while uniting community leaders to move Phoenix forward.
Let's Talk Business Phoenix was produced in partnership with Ideas Collide, an agency offering a full suite of custom marketing solutions for your brand's unique challenges. Make a connection at ideascollide.com.
Well, welcome back to the podcast. We have a really special podcast today. We have Derek Redding, who's a college and career coach under the Greater Phoenix Chamber Foundation's ElevateEd program. And we have Edre Gil Garcia, who is a now former student at the Phoenix Coding Academy, who did some amazing work at the high school level. We're going to hear about that today, and is here to talk a little bit about his experience with ElevateEd. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah. Why don't we get to know you a little bit? Maybe we'll start with you, Derek. Tell us about you, your background, and maybe something that we wouldn't know that maybe it wouldn't be on your bio.
Yeah, so I've been in the world of education for, it's been maybe 11, 12 years at this point. But so I went to college to study to be a teacher. Quickly got involved with an organization housed at the college that worked with middle school math teachers with professional development workshops for them. That got me into teaching middle school math for 6 years. And then after that, here I am as a college and career coach with ElevateEdAZ.
And something about you that we wouldn't know.
That's right. I've been living with type 1 diabetes since I was 8. I mean, I think you actually knew that.
I did know that, but most people wouldn't know that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's been an interesting journey,
and successfully so.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I feel lucky to have it in this day and age where technology is it makes it easier than it used to. So
yeah, Derek actually spent some time with our staff explaining kind of what his day looks like, and I thought it was really cool. Yeah. So, all right, Edre, about you. Tell us a little bit about you and your background, and maybe something that we wouldn't know.
Yeah, so I'm a former student at Phoenix Coding Academy, as you mentioned. Something that you wouldn't know about myself from my bio, it's that I enjoy learning new languages. Currently learning Latin with my friend Robert Howard. And I'm fluent in Spanish too, English, of course.
Okay. Was Spanish first or English first?
Spanish first.
Okay.
I live in Mexico my half of my childhood, and then I moved to the United States and I learned the language here.
Well, well done. Most people have one language that they speak sort of well, and you obviously are going on 2.5.
Yeah.
So well done. Derek, for those out there who maybe aren't familiar with ElevateEd and the work that you do and your colleagues do, talk a little bit about the program.
We have 4 focuses that are what we do in our day-to-day work. So first one being is increasing enrollment of students in CTE programs in their high school that will lead to high-wage, high-demand careers. That's our goal number 1. Number 2, we really focus on getting students industry-recognized credentials before they graduate high school, as well as post-secondary credit through dual enrollment. Our third goal is providing work-based learning experiences. So that takes form mostly with internships, but also through job shadows, career fairs, guest speakers, anything of that nature. And then our fourth goal, while the first 3 were really student-focused, the fourth one, we focus on our educators. We provide educator externships, training our partner educators, how to help our students become college and career ready along with us. So that's kind of, a very brief description of our goals, but it's really rewarding work. It's really mainly, I like to say, I help students know what they're going to do with their life after they graduate.
Yeah, well, you've been with us for such a long time and made such an impact. Maybe for those who aren't that as familiar, why are we doing this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, we want to set students up for success. We want to set Arizona up for success. And I think young people are overlooked. People who have just graduated high school, they have so much talent, and they're learning the most up-to-date practices and whatnot. So just getting our students going into the workforce ready can only set up success for every party involved.
Absolutely. No, absolutely correct. And there's such a need. And it's great that we are able to help connect students with meaningful opportunities. So Ed Ray, obviously, you're high school. You're looking at trying to get through into 4 years. What drew you to this program?
Well, I first learned about the ElevateEdAZ program because of the internships that they offer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them that caught my attention was the Epic Challenge program, which you had to actually conduct real interviews with a business. And one of our tasks was to find a way to help the business who was going through a slight challenge. We had to find a way to help them go back into business in case of a crisis. So it was really fun. It's really challenging, and you get real world experience on this kind of actions.
Excellent. Well, it's good to hear that it was something that you started out and looked at it and decided to get in, and that at the end of the day, it worked out. So, Derek, as I mentioned, you've been with the program for a while. How have you seen it evolve over the last 3 years?
So I started in 2022, and we were partnered with 2 school districts, so Phoenix Union and Mesa. And through my time here, I've seen us expand into Peoria High School District, Paradise Valley, Deer Valley, and ASU Prep. And it's just really cool to see the impact that we're really able to make across the whole valley. I think one of probably the coolest thing that I've seen is back before I even started, it was my understanding that it was kind of just college and career coaches going to businesses and knocking on their doors and saying, hey, can you provide internships? And now we have an entire business partnership team. Our work would be impossible without the business partnership team. So a big shout out to them. They help us get in contact with all the partners and establish those connections. So just kind of seeing that it's gone from just college and career coaches to now there's district directors, business partnership team. We have a director of expansion. We have a director of pathway analysis. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just great to see all the different ways that we're evolving our work.
It is fun to look back at where we started and how far we've come. Ed Ray, when you think back at your time in the program, what were some of the skills you developed that you think will be helpful to you in your career as you move forward?
Yep, some of the skills I developed in my time with ElevateEdAZ that I consider will be extremely helpful will be time management, teamwork, responsibility, and resourcefulness, and critical thinking. Because when you go into the workforce, they don't usually teach you all the things you need. You need to take the initiative. So it was really different than I was expecting.
Absolutely. When I think back when you started, obviously this was sort of new and we were sort of inventing it as we went. But now we have, I think, a good process for folks with college and career coaches. How do they integrate into the schools? And I mean, you've done that so successfully. I love when I go to the academy. I mean, you're part of that school, right? You're part of the heartbeat of that school. How's that done?
Yeah, thanks for saying that. I think I took my experience as being a teacher and I just kind of came and showed up in the same way where I showed the students, hey, I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help you succeed. It'll be funny if anyone who teaches at the Coding Academy is watching this, because they love to teasingly remind me that I don't work there, but in a fun, it's all in fun. But I just get really involved. I make sure I introduce myself to the staff, really let them know that I'm there to help the students and not step on anyone's toes. Educators can get hesitant letting anyone else in their classroom. I mean, I've been there. As a teacher, I was that way. So just showing like, hey, here's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to ruin anything. I'm here to only help these kids succeed. Students, sorry, I say kids sometimes. And I know when I was a student that bothered me, but yeah.
And then when you first met Derek and were exposed to the program, what did you think?
Well, I thought he looked like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
It was like the first introduction on we call it the hub. It's basically the cafeteria.
Okay.
And everybody was, asking questions, talking to Derek. It was a really fun experience. And I thought this sounds like an interesting program. It's like really fun.
So you felt like you had trust going into it. And he actually is a nice guy.
Yeah.
We all think so. Tell us a little bit about the internship and maybe your experience in that internship. Who were you with?
So I formed part of two internships, as I mentioned previously, the EPIC program challenge and Aaron Jones LLC, both of which are tech-related internships. And I felt a lot of support from part of the, Derek, ElevateEdAZ, and people who were coaching me through the internship. For example, the employers were super understandable in the EPIC challenge, because they knew that we're still high school students. We didn't have like super high expectations, but you still had some that you had to meet, With Aaron Jones, everything was the same. It was relaxed, easy. You had the trust from, Derek, Aaron Jones, who was coaching you through all the internship. And if you had any questions, you could always ask, and you receive support or answers to your questions.
And I know for a fact that you also gave back, and you were a vital part of their team. So you learned, and certainly they gained as well.
Yeah, it was a team effort.
So what would you say to a business, let's say that we were contacting and asking them, hey, we'd like for you to consider having high school interns. And their first thought is, well, we'd like to have interns, but we don't know about high school students. What would you say to a business that had that response?
Hiring a high school intern, it's still a great opportunity. It's a great option because, it's still, if you want to go for college students, they would have like a title or more qualifications, but still a high school student will have the desire to learn to like work and show their ability to like make a name for themselves. So they will put the effort, the hours, all the skills required. He will acquire them, and overall, he might even be more loyal to the company over the long run.
Absolutely. Derek, can you share a few success stories we've had with our internships?
Yeah, absolutely. We partner with a company called GenTech. They're a tech support company. And again, last year we had a student interning with them, now working for them as an employee. So it's just great. I mean, these students who might not otherwise have received those opportunities were able to because of our internship program.
Well, it's great to see. I think sometimes people underestimate our high school students, and it's great to see them overperform.
Absolutely.
And where we have employers who actually taking more and more interns on an annual basis.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you maybe the same question for you, if an employer is listening and they're sort of resident about having a high school student coming on board, what would you say?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but high school students are they're aware of obviously how other high school students operate. So, I mean, students are the future. So if you're a business who wants to be successful in the future, it just makes sense to me that you should hire or have at least some people on board who are able to understand and reach the same age level that they are, if that makes sense. There is such thing as generational gaps.
Yes.
And when you're only hiring groups of a certain generation or higher, you're just kind of excluding those that, in your clientele that might be in the future generations.
Absolutely. Thinking about the students now, and a student or a parent thinking about, well, I mean, is this the right thing for me? What would you tell them in terms of the program and why they should consider it?
Yeah. Internships are just a great opportunity to just explore what you're passionate about. Me, for example, when I was in high school, I did theater, and that, very different than education. However, I don't regret it at all because what I learned in theater helped me be a successful.
I gotta say, there's probably a really interesting correlation, right?
There's an art to, captivating an audience, which is the same thing as getting a classroom's attention. And then on that same note, I mean, going from being a teacher to now college and career coaching, there's skills that are transferring over. So I think very like an internship is kind of the same idea. So going into an internship, is that going to be the company you work for the rest of your career? Maybe, but probably not. But whatever you're learning there, no matter what, you're going to have skills that transfer over to your next journey, and then transfer over to your next journey, and so on and so on. So I think just doing an internship is a really safe way to do that, because you're learning a lot with a mentor and peers.
And anyway, for you, if for a student who's maybe looking at the program is not sure whether they want to be involved, what would you say?
Yeah, so if you're looking at the program, I will say don't hesitate. Take every opportunity they offer. It's, as Mr. Ridden said, it's a great way to improve your skills, gain hands-on experience, and build up connections.
Gives you a leg up. Yeah. So you talked about that career. What's now that you graduated? What's the next step? What are you going to do next?
Yeah, so I decided to go to college, ASU. I'm going to be taking my major as mechanical engineer and minoring in computer science, just because I enjoy like building my own stuff, like making cool gadgets, and I still enjoy using computers and ethical hacking, all of that.
So how did the internship and the program help you make that decision and get into ASU?
Yeah, so the internships really allow me to understand what I really like, and that's technology. I really enjoy working with computers, working in teams, and communicating, solving problems. And I believe through the internship and solidifying my interest in those categories, I decided to take my major and said, okay, I want to work in this field, but currently I need to go to college for it. And so I think that ElevateEdAZ really allowed me to understand what I need to acquire and understand for me to go into the workforce.
Well, we'll be expecting good things from you and to hear good news soon.
It's my understanding you received some scholarships.
Yeah, so I got 2 scholarships. One's for the Dream US, and the other one is Adelante Scholarship. Both scholarships are for Hispanic students. One's for like $10,000 for 2 years, and the other one is for 4 years in a total of $33,000. So,
congratulations. Yeah, that's absolutely tremendous. What a game. And your family must be pretty happy too.
Yeah, they're pretty happy. Real proud.
Sorry to put you on the spot. You should brag.
Absolutely. You should. Given that we're seeing a lot of success in Maricopa County, now we're looking to expand that work. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. So I don't want to butcher the name, but we just confirmed.
Don't worry, I did. So you
okay? But we just got confirmation recently that we are now expanding into Suajarita.
Yes, correct.
Just south of Tucson. So that's kind of our first expansion outside of Maricopa County, which is really exciting. And we're also now partnered with Chandler School District as well. So just kind of, we were talking about the expansion earlier, and it's not stopping. We're continuing, and it's really great.
Well, we have such amazing students. It makes sense to do the work that we're doing.
Absolutely.
As we think about, as we wrap up, can you give us an example of maybe an inspiring stories from your work with our students that you could share?
Yeah. I had a student who was very shy. She had never really spoken to me. She was not really on my radar, just because, she kind of kept to herself. And a lot of our students want internships in a tech company, which makes sense because I work with Phoenix Coding Academy. And we had an internship with Baddy Cosmetics. So it's a makeup company. Mm-hmm. They had a marketing internship available. And I was talking about that just to a class in general one day, and she came up to me later and said, I love makeup, and I've considered marketing as a path for me. So we got her an interview, and she got the internship, and the whole staff just agrees with me that internship just brought her out of her shell. She did a really wonderful marketing-based project for school. So at Phoenix Coding Academy, as Adrian knows, they do every quarter a project that kind of integrates everything they're learning, and she kind of focused on down like a marketing avenue. So it was so cool to see something like an opportunity like that, bringing out the best in someone, bringing them out of their shell, and just building confidence
and opportunity where it didn't exist before.
Correct.
Well, I want to do a quick lightning round before we let you go. So we'll do it. I promise it'll be easy and painless. All right. So we obviously love Arizona, love where we live. But if you couldn't live in Arizona, where would you live?
I'm going to say Northern California because my parents just moved there.
Okay. Well, I'm sure mom and dad would be very happy to hear that. How about you?
Probably somewhere cold, maybe Arkansas.
Okay. All right. Probably cold. They have cold winters, hot summers though. All right. All right. So this one always gets everybody. Favorite ice cream flavor? This is a hard one.
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Excellent. What?
Me too.
You too.
Me too.
All right. I think we have 3 here because I agree. That is the correct answer. All right. And then favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Tacos.
Tacos. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of broad.
Yeah.
What kind?
Let's say al pastor.
Okay. Those are good. Does mom make those?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. Now we know.
Really good.
Okay. Now we have the official answer. Well, gentlemen, thank you both for coming. Thank you for spending so much time. Derek, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for all you do. We look forward to watching what happens at ASU and you move forward in your career, and then of course to having you back when you have your first job.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Thank you. This has been great.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this episode of Let's Talk Business Phoenix. Please take a moment to tap the follow or subscribe button for more great podcast episodes to help your business thrive.